Hey guys, welcome to another episode of my series on touring with the Tracer. Today I wanted to talk about what kind of photography and video gear I'll be taking with me. And believe it or not, this is the third time I'm recording this video. I've fully edited the other two times, but I just didn't like the end result. So let's go for a third time, and I hope this time is good. So thinking about the gear that you want to take in terms of photography and video is very important, at least for me, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I don't think I'll be riding around Scotland again. Maybe I will, and I hope I will, but you know, there are so many places in the world to visit that going twice to the same place. So I want to record the trip and the experience as best as I can, right? So that's why I'm choosing only the best gear, and I'm sharing with you. I hope it also gives you some ideas on what to take and what to do. So here goes. Let's start with the video. In terms of video, I have just two cameras. I have the GoPro Hero 4 Silver. This camera shoots in 4K, but I won't be filming 4K. I will be doing 1080p at 60 frames per second. Sorry. The reason for that is, well, nobody really uses 4K. I don't have a 4K screen. My laptop is already dragging its knees when it's processing the 1080p footage, so I guess 4K is a bit of an overkill at this moment. So I rather go with 1080p. It also eats less battery and less memory size, so I think that's the best option. I will be having this camera on my helmet, recording pretty much all the time. I have the battery in there, and I have two extra batteries with a portable charger from GoPro. So I will be replacing the batteries during the day, probably also replacing the memory card when it gets full. But it should give me about 6 hours of recording with these three batteries. And then I have this big power bank from Anker, which is, I don't know, 20 milliamps, I think, 20,000 milliamps. And this should recharge the whole thing several times, several days, because it's just a beast. So I can connect this one to the batteries in the cases, and it will be charging while I'm using the other one. So that should do it. So this is what will go with me. This will be my main video camera. Then I have a Hero 4 Session, which is a smaller camera, also from GoPro. It also records 1080p at 60 frames per second. The image quality is not as good, although it has the same resolution. So I'll be using this as a secondary camera. So it's very portable and it's waterproof and all of that. So I'll be, putting it on the handlebars, filming myself, or on the front of the bike, filming towards the front and things like that, holding it with my hand. The problem with this one is that there's no replaceable battery, so you can only charge via USB, which means when it's charging, you cannot use it. So if I run out of battery during the day, I will also charge with a battery pack, but I won't be able to use it. Then in terms of photography, which is something I'm a little bit more comfortable with, I've always liked photography. Video, it's really I'm a newbie. But in terms of photography, I have my big Nikon D800. The ideal lens for this trip would be the 14-24, which I don't own, and it's very expensive. It's almost 2,000 euros, and I've been wanting to get it for some time, but it's a lot of money, and I still couldn't get it. So I have the 24-70. It's also okay, but the thing then is it becomes a little bit too big and too bulky. This is a perfect camera for landscape. It has 20 megapixel sensor, and it's a full frame, so it's excellent quality of image. The lenses are also the top notch that Nikon creates, so this is pretty much a pro setup. But it's a little bit too much. If I would be a professional of photography, of course I would take this, but I'm not. It's my hobby, but it's a bit of an overkill. So it will fit the tank bag. You see, it fits nicely in there. And I still have room for other stuff, but still it's a bit too big and too bulky, and it will be raining for sure, so it's waterproof. Well, it's weatherproof, let's say, but I don't think so. So I'll leave this one at home, and then in its place, this will be my main camera. This is a Panasonic LX100. This is a small camera, as you can see, especially compared with the other ones. But it has a little bit of zoom, not a lot. But the thing that's interesting in this camera is, although it's very small, it has a very large sensor, right? And not in terms of megapixels, but physical size itself. And that's extremely important for image quality. So this camera is very small, but takes very good pictures. So I will be taking this as my main camera. I have just this carry bag, and I'll, put it in, and then put it in here. So this bag should be enough to protect because of the vibrations and things like that. And then as my secondary camera, I'll take this big one. This is a Nikon P900. And the thing that's really interesting in this camera is the zoom. This is the longest zoom in the market. It's a 24-2000 equivalent. So if you know anything about photography, you know that's a lot. So this will allow me to zoom into details in the landscape and things like that and take a nice picture without actually going there. Which, riding with a bike, you might not want to leave the bike behind, or you don't want to take the bike through a certain trail, and I'm carrying all the gear with the helmet and the suit and all of that stuff. So walking to a certain place might be difficult in some situations. So this might allow me to reach the place at a distance and take some nice pictures. So we'll see. I think it might be useful. I'll be wrapping it in this protective wrap, which I like a lot. So you just close it like this with the Velcro, and there you go, it's protected. So they both fit here nicely, like this, and I can just carry it here. And then a bunch of small things, like I'll have the mini tripod. This also serves as a selfie stick, something like that. So this is handy to place the camera in a low light situation, things like that. I'll have kind of a power charger with 4 banks, so at night at the hotel I can recharge everything. And of course I'll be taking my laptop, mainly to download the video from the cameras and the pictures, make a backup, maybe upload something during the day if I'm able to record. I had this idea of recording a video per day, just kind of a diary, no editing, no nothing. And then I would just upload it immediately so you guys could follow my trip. So I think I'll have Wi-Fi access everywhere I'm staying at night. So that should work well. And yeah, I'll take, this cleaning pan with a little brush and a cleaning tip for the lenses, things like that. But this is mainly what I'm planning to take. I'm really betting on this little camera. I really like it. And I hope I can bring back some nice pictures. And then the video camera, this one I know really well, so I know I'll be able to bring back some nice footage as well. Let me just say this. One of the reasons I really like GoPro is they're expensive, but the image quality and the dynamic range of this thing is amazing. So comparing to all the other cameras, even the good ones like the Sonys and things out there, the dynamic range of this is, to me, it's really important. It's where you can see the detail and where the dark is not just black, it's shades of gray, and the light is not just white, it's also shades of color. And this is where this is really good. So I make a lot of screen grabs out of this because it's almost as good as a proper camera. And you're recording and writing at the same time, so you don't have to worry with any of that. So this is the stuff I'll be carrying. It's probably a lot, if I would just be a normal tourist, I would take a small camera with me and things like that. But, I want to enjoy riding, and I want to enjoy the landscape, and I want to record all of that. So I'll be taking my best gear. So I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and bye.